Hello everyone, welcome to another video here on the P1Dogs YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna do a quick guide around Watkins Glen with the bus stop chicane. This time we're not in a GTP like I've been for the past couple of videos. We're back in the LMP2, but if you would like to see a GTP guide as well, leave a comment and I'll see what I can do. Other than that, gonna try and make it as simple as usual. Let's jump right into it. Okay, here we are then at the start-finish straight on Watkins Glen. Gonna place our eyes at turn 1 immediately here. Play the video and take a look at the 200 feet board here. I think it's feet in the US, whatever, it's the 200 board. That's where you're gonna get on the brake. Not super aggressively, but you know, quite a push up. Peak out at around 80%. In a lot of other cars, you brake a bit earlier. I think in the GTP it's around 300, so not a braking point I would use for all cars, but definitely in the LMP2, start applying right at the 200 board. Very quickly coming off the peak, you don't hold it for long here. Now, before entering this corner, keep in mind it's very angled or banked, whatever you want to call it. You can like look down there and it looks like this. So it's very important you try and place this right tire right inside of this first part of the curb. We can take a look from the cockpit. So pretty quick trail off. Very important to try and get as close as we can down on this curb right here. It's fine to use all of this as long as you don't get up on this, especially in the LMP2. You lose a lot of time. So try and avoid that. And then second thought, there's not a lot of power in the car, like we've talked about many times. Also, the corner is very angled here, so you can get on throttle super early and very aggressively, thanks to having so little power. But yeah, you can see I'm 100% throttle already. Gonna keep that all the way out. Track limits are a very discussed topic here, I've seen on the P1Dogs reels. But keeping one single tire left on this curb will prevent you from getting an off track. So use this whole curb as a reference. That's where the track limit is. That's how it is in IMSA. It's not F1. But anyways, flat through turn 2. And then flat through turn 3 here as well. Down this straight. Gonna fast forward a bit. So, coming into the bus stop then. Once again, in the LMP2, you can go very quickly into here. Right after passing the 200 board is when you're gonna apply the brake pretty quickly. Now, this is a type of corner where you want to be quite aggressive on the brake, but have a very low peak. So you can see I'm peaking out at around 30%, which is very, very little. But it's just to carry that speed all the way in and hold the brake all the way in, so we get the rotation all the way through the corner. Because if we peak too hard here, slow it down and then roll, we won't get the rotation we need over here. We can't carry the same amount of speed that we need. So 200 board, around 30% peak, almost no brake at all going over this curb. And it's a very difficult curb, this one. You sort of have to aim for the wall, because the curb's gonna straighten the front tires out and make it understeer a lot. Like you can see both front tires lifting, which prevents me from hitting the wall here. So it's quite a good entry. I'm fully off the brake while in the air. And then applying again when I've landed. I'm just trying to avoid lockups, because all 4 wheels are in the air. So if you're having a bit of brake, you might lock up when landing. But yeah, you can see applying a little bit of brake again, just for super little rotation after and slowing it down properly. And then super aggressive on the throttle. Now in the LMP2, you don't need to use all of this curve really, and same on this one. In the GTP, you can dip your tires down here and really use all of that, but it just bottoms too much in the LMP2. Go all the way, but not to the grass. Stay in the middle. And once again, you can see very, very light braking. Now, you might think this doesn't help at all, but it definitely does. 5 or maybe max 10%. It really helps to get rotation. Super early throttle once again. Very low power and car is very light, so can really get on throttle early. Let the car float out wide. Not as wide as the GTP. They can go out all the way, but the LMP2 bottoms, and also it's lighter, like I said, so you don't really have to let it float out all the way there. But heading into this one then, it's a bit of downhill here. in this corner. Keep that in mind. It's very easy to get understeer in the middle of the corner if you don't brake all the way in here. I mean, it's important to trail braking all corners, but especially this one, if you're not braking properly all the way in, you will get a lot of understeer. So peak out at around 50%. Braking point is this gray marking, whatever, like drain, water drain. Right before that, look at it from the cockpit. Okay, I'm about to hit it. Get on the brake. Again, not really a long time you stay on the peak. You know, you get up to it and quite quickly drop off, because the corners on here on Watkins, they begin very early and they're very quick as well. There's like no hairpins or anything, or they're all a couple in the end, but we're coming there soon. So again, you can see this technique. We're using very little percentage of the brake, but holding it for a long time for the rotation. Early throttle, late apex. You can see I'm hitting the apex very late right here. Floating out. Once again, the GTP, you can use a bit more curve here, but the LMP2 bottoms out so easily nowadays. Try and avoid it. You can put one tire on it, but not everything. Again, right after this 100 board this time, we have a bit less speed. You can get on the brake. 60% peak. Once again, come off the brake very quickly. And then super early throttle. Now, the line for here is very important. That's the key to going fast in this corner. You want to have a very wide entry. Stay in the middle, or in the middle of the corner, like stay wide, and then hit a very late apex. So no double apex or tight in. It's just very wide entry and a late apex. Early throttle. It's uphill and a bit angled, so you will have a lot of traction come out of here, especially in the LMP2. Heading down to the first hairpin, I guess you can say now. Now this one's pretty difficult in the LMP2 because you can brake so late in this car. It's around the middle here, but try and be after the 200 board, a little bit of time after it. You can get on the brake, you can see. Now this is probably the corner where you stay on the peak for the longest while on the entire track. So a bit longer, around 80% I would say peak here. Then trail off. Once again, important, trail brake all that way in. Get very close to the curb, but do not touch it here. It's gonna push you wide, and you do not want to hit this exit curb here. But yeah, pretty easy in the LMP2 as it's so light. Oh, actually, you can hit it a little bit, but you can hear I'm not bottoming. And the difficult thing with this curb is if you go a little bit too much to the left, your front end is gonna bottom, and a lot of time will be lost, especially in the LMP2. So you can touch it like that, with one wheel on the limit, or just be on the 3D part. I'm a bit too aggressive, I would say, in here. Peak a little bit less and hold it longer, I would say, because this corner can be a bit difficult with the rear. So if you're a bit too aggressive on the entry, you'll get loose, get a snap, and that will affect your traction a lot. And this corner is obviously all about traction. You need that exit speed. It's very low speed. Coming into a very high speed corner here, second last corner. In the LMP2, luckily it's just flat. Small lift or braking even in the GTP sometimes. Avoid this curb with like too much. You can be on the 3D part once again. If you go over it, you're gonna bottom. Quickly over to the left. Try and be as straight as you can before braking to prevent weight transfer coming late. So like if you arrive too late to the left here, your weight is gonna try to move forward, or I mean left, while you want to turn right. So you might get a snap of understeer coming in. So try and get centered right before the braking. Put the front end down. Around 40% peak pressure and very quick trail off. Early throttle. Use all of that exit curve, line it up. Actually not all. Once again, my bad. You want to place the left wheel like right inside again, because you bottom like in the LMP2 everywhere now. So I found just placing it left right here gives you a slightly better exit, and you won't get that bottoming like if you put the center of the car on the middle of the 3D curve like you would then. So yeah, I'm not using all of it, trying to get a bit of a better exit. And yeah, that's it. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a subscribe. Seen a lot of support here on the channel recently, so we're gonna try and do our best to keep the lap counts up Like I said in the beginning, leave a comment if you would like to see another lap guide for this week, or maybe another track or series. We're gonna try to get one out for you. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.